Hi, beautiful gems. Welcome back to my channel. This is the Solstice Gem. So, I got the message earlier today that your inner child healing is paying off, or just like your healing in general, the healing work, the personal inner work that you have been doing is paying off. And so, I wanted to do a reading to see what that means and how exactly it is that it's paying off. I know a lot of people just in my own community have been on a healing journey. I do a lot of personal readings for people who, that's kind of their energy where they've just done a lot of inner work, and it obviously comes up a lot in my collective readings or like in my general readings on YouTube. So yeah, I wanted to let the universe take the wheel here and tell us, how all of the healing that you have been doing, how that's paying off, how that's changing your life, what good is coming out of it. Because it's probably been very tough and very hard, and it's not easy to do that kind of work. A sun with spirit. Okay, so spirit is coming right through, talking about your healing with the sun. Sun is about healing. This is your spirit. You're healing your spirit. Yeah, this is like soul level healing that you've done. This is soul level work. This is soul. You're doing this for your soul's evolution. Okay, this is going to help you not just in this lifetime, but for many lifetimes to come. Other lives that you have. The more you evolve, in each life, the higher like you come back in the next life. You don't devolve, you just evolve. Okay, you only expand. Your soul only expands. So you'll never come back as less than what you are. Unless you complete the whole cycle, you reach oneness and then you want to start the journey over and just come back and learn all over again or something. But I just feel like it's just up from here. So all the work that you've done in this lifetime and you're doing on the soul level, it's just helping your future self, like yourself in another life, in another planet, maybe, I don't know, where it's like you're going to just be in a higher evolved society, perhaps, because your energy can maintain it, can handle it. Love, yeah. Venus, look at it. Another planet, like a planet like Venus, a planet of love. It's like you're going to reincarnate on a planet where there's just love, where everybody understands and accepts that love is all there is, that they are love, that they are one. It's not such a separate, disconnected society where everybody, like in our, world, on our earth, we just think that we're all separate from each other. And you can see how that manifests in a physical way. Hence all the wars and chaos and bullshit that we deal with. But I feel like you're the healing, the inner child healing that you're doing is like not just for like what good is going to come in this lifetime on earth, but it's like your next lives. I feel like you're going to reincarnate on a planet that is much lighter. It is much more evolved. It's higher vibrational. Okay. It could be like in a higher dimension. It's just not going to be as hard. Like it's going to be just love and flow, and just this knowing that you guys are all, connected. So you're doing like, oh my God, you're doing like soul level work. Okay, so Grand Cross with Provoker and Cancer, I feel. I honestly don't know what that means. I might actually grab the guidebook just to get a little insight. Because you're provoking some sort of deep cellular change within yourself. That's what this healing is doing. It's like deep cellular change. I feel. Yeah, you're like transforming your I want to say emotions, but that word does not give justice to what I feel here. It's like the depths of like your feeling, like your deep inner knowing, this feeling. This is something is transforming with that, something that you're like connecting to or awakening to within yourself. That's just It's like remembering your true nature, remembering who you are, remembering your self-worth, remembering that you are the sun, that you are the light, that you are divine. It's this deep soul remembrance that is actually happening, that you feel on a very deep level. It goes back straight to the roots with Cancer. You're also awakening your intuition, your psychic abilities. Like, there's a lot that's going on here with your healing. Like, this is no joke for you. Okay, I'm being called to pull a past life oracle card because we're talking about next lives. So I don't know. There's just, it's like going beyond your earth, earthly existence here, like this physical life here. You're healing this reading. Archangel Raguel, justice, discipline, harmony. And finding love, spouse and lover. Okay. Hobbies, sports, favorite pastimes. Ironically, I feel like this is actually for this life that it's talking about, but let me just grab that little guidebook real quick about the Grand Cross. Let me just skim through it. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. It's an area of tension in the chart, thus becoming a great catalyst for movement and change. It's a rare astrological configuration, occur, okay. They come with the pressure to grow and the will to exceed any limitations put in one's path. But the Grand Cross is the most rare and intense of all. I told you, this isn't just some small little thing that you're doing. It's like the most intense type of breakthrough that you can have from these limitations that have been placed on you. When a Grand Cross occurs, it indicates a crisis, yet through this calamity will be the painful process of growth, then renewal, and eventually a greater foundation for happiness and success. Yeah, so I just feel like you have gone through a painful, healing process. It has not been easy. It's been very painful. You went deep. You went to the roots with Cancer. 4th house. Like, you went to the deep parts of you, to the deep feelings, below the surface, the deep shadows of you that you have suppressed, and infused love into these parts of you, and found your soul, found your spirit that lies deep, deep underneath all of that. Finding love, yeah. So I think that the good that's coming out of this, besides like everything that I talked about, like your future self, your future lives, your evolution as a soul, is in this lifetime there is some sort of love that is destined for you, that is coming in for you. Justice, balance, harmony, some sort of a relationship, a spouse, a lover, somebody who's going to be on your level, somebody who's going to share your passions and your interests, the same hobbies as you, perhaps. Maybe if you're into sports, they're into sports, or they like the same types of sports as you guys have the same pastimes. There's going to be a lot of shared hobbies and interests that you guys have. So there is some sort of beautiful love that is coming into your life due to all of the healing that you've done. It could be somebody who's a different ethnicity or race. So there's some sort of opposite here. Somebody could be lighter, darker, just different backgrounds, something like that. We have fighting, control, mind, the rebel, and silence. I feel like these are all things that you have rebelled against: your own mind control, your thoughts controlling you, fighting with your life, fighting with yourself, like maybe not loving yourself. I feel like life was a fight. I feel like everything that you experienced was just a struggle. It was hard. There were a lot of challenges. You try to control a lot of things, and a lot of times you didn't have control over things, and so maybe that frustrated you. Like you weren't in control of your mind controlled you, your thoughts controlled you. You couldn't find silence within, you couldn't find peace within. There was a lot of noise, a lot of clutter, a lot of distraction, a lot of like negative thoughts, beliefs, things like that. And so I feel like you rebelled against all of that and you said, fuck that, like I'm not going to live life like that anymore. And you went within, you isolated yourself, and that might have been really, really difficult, because in this, this picture just shows somebody who's literally an ice, like they have become a glacier, like an ice. So like cold, stone cold, like they can't even move. So I feel like isolating yourself was really difficult, and you might have felt really lonely during this time, really at times like detached from your heart, detached from your emotions, not feeling, numbing out, feeling like just disconnected, right? Ice, cold. It's not the sun. But it's what taught you. It's like what taught you your truth. It's like what forced you to be in this silence so that you can find yourself and find the answers within and heal. Okay, so how is their inner child healing and all the healing that they've done paying off? What good is coming from all of this work that they've done? Okay, you're becoming very, very attractive. Okay, your energy is very attractive. A lot of people are drawn to you. A lot of people are, I don't know, even like obsessing over you, tempted by you. You're very seductive. We have temptation, which is the devil. And then we have the Queen of Wands. So your energy is very attractive, very powerful, very magnetic. You have a lot of options. You have a lot of options in love. You have choices, like you can choose, like you are in the position to choose what kind of partner you want to be with, what kind of path you want to follow, what kind of, where you want to live, how you want to do life. Whereas like maybe before you felt kind of like out of control of that and felt stuck in a certain place because you're like, well, I just have to do this because this is all I have. Like, I don't really have any choice but to do this. But because of this healing that you're doing, I feel like your energy is upgrading and you're becoming more abundant. You're becoming more like shiny, bright, and like the sun. And therefore you're opening up these doors. These opportunities are coming in, these possibilities. You're starting to believe in yourself more. You're starting to embody this energy of confidence and believing in yourself and independence and empowerment and just like really warm energy. And this is allowing you to have a lot of abundance around you, a lot of options, right? Abundance means options. There's a lot of everything. You can choose. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be with? You have a lot of options. You have a lot of options to have your happily ever after, your 10 of Pentacles, to have long-term stability, long-term wealth, long-term relationship, things that are going to last forever, quote unquote, like they're going to last a long time. The King of Cups, yeah, it's just like somebody that you can fall in love with, like another person that's coming in that you're going to love deeply. Okay, they're going to love you deeply. There's a marriage here, there's a relationship here that's blossoming. For a lot of you, it is love. It's like all of this healing is going to manifest your like beautiful, perfect partner, somebody that you really want to spend your life with, somebody that's like a great match for you. You're attracting this person. They're going to love you deeply and intensely. This could also be just your energy where you just have a deep love for life. You now are embodying this energy of love because of your healing. You love yourself. You're giving a lot to yourself and you're choosing yourself, okay? And you're showing up with this like more loving, abundant, happy, like really grateful energy, which is why I was getting the message that in your next life, you're probably going to be living on a planet where that's just the norm, because you are doing that on this planet. Like you're doing that on a planet where it's actually quite hard to embody the energy of love because of this illusion of separation. And it's really hard to be sucked back into thinking that you are separate from your soul, from that you even have a soul, that we are one, right? Like it's like really hard to fathom that because we're on this like really dense planet where we forget, right? And that's the plan. We forget so that we remember. But it's so easy to forget. And I just feel like your healing has gotten you to a place where you can constantly remember. You can constantly remember that you are love, that your essence is love. And you're going through life with this understanding, with this perspective. And therefore, you are attracting all of the things that love brings, you know, in the physical form. That could be a person, people, friends, material, abundance, all of that. You're just in this beautiful energy of love. That is where your like spirit resides. Yeah, 4 of Wands. We're not going to take all these, but 4 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, and Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you're finding your soulmate. And if you've already found your soulmate and you've done all this healing aside them, like they've been a part of this path for you, I feel like your love's just going to deepen with this person. It's just like your relationship is going to improve dramatically. Something that you've been waiting for also, because of all the healing that you've done, is going to come to fruition. It's going to pay off. 7 of Pentacles with the 9 of Cups. Like something that you've been trying to manifest, or trying to like some sort of thing you've been working on and putting a lot of effort into, watering, nurturing, treating like your baby, you know, mothering, like putting a lot of energy and focus into it physically, like in a physical way, a lot of physical attention, is going to actually come to fruition here. And that's just what happens when you heal. You're energetically aligned, you know? You're not blocked. You're not moving forward with life in this blocked energy, this lack of self-worth, lack of self-love, lack energy. You're moving forward in life knowing that you deserve all of the things that you want because you've healed. And of course, like healing is never over. As long as you're human, I feel like there's going to be something to work through. There's always going to be some sort of like, you know, limiting, challenging situation, mindset, something that's going to, you know, challenge you and force you to like force you to remember that you are divine, that you are love, that you are abundant. It's like there to provoke you. Like there's always going to be something that's going to provoke you. But I feel like all of this healing that you've done, it's like now you have the tools that you need to move past those with much more ease. Whereas like in the past, I feel like those blocks that would come up, you would genuinely like let them control you, right? Control your mind and really let them take over you and make you feel debilitated and like, I can't move, I'm paralyzed, I'm isolated, right? I'm this frozen icicle. Whereas now you move through it a lot easier because you're like, been there, done that. I know what that is. All right, let's get a final card. This looks really good. I could go on with these readings forever, but I'm like, I should probably make them like not that long. Okay, so let's get a final card. Okay, so we have positive thoughts. The angels are advising you to focus on solutions instead of problems. Okay, this is exactly what I think that you have been doing. This is something that you've learned to do through your healing, is you've learned to master your thoughts, like thought control. And you just like, you understand confidence. You understand that the types of thoughts that you have create the feelings that you feel, create the emotions that you have, that you feel, right? So if you have negative thoughts, your body's going to start to feel tight, tense, drained, tired, exhausted, contracted. You're going to start to feel those heavier emotions of maybe anger, sadness, misery, disappointment, like whatever, fill in the blank. And all because of, your thoughts, like what it is that you're focusing on. And then when you realize that you change your thoughts and you start to think about these positive things, positive thoughts, that your body feels light, it feels open, expansive, you feel energized, like you have energy, you feel alive, and things just flow better. So I feel like this is one of the main things that you have learned on your journey, is how much your thoughts used to like take control over you and kind of rule your life and kind of define your experiences. So now you're just choosing to entertain thoughts that are of a positive nature, and thoughts that are good for you, thoughts that align with your like idea of who you want to be, your idea of how you want to live life. It's like supporting thoughts, right? You're only entertaining supporting thoughts, supportive thoughts of that, the person that you are, the person that you want to be, the things that you believe. Any thought that sabotages that, you're not even allowing into your space anymore. Yeah. And this isn't to say that you're ignoring things that need to be looked at and addressed. Obviously, you know that, right? Like you know things that are like a genuine like coming from a deeper place. It's not just a random thought that just wants to take over like part of your ego, but you know some things that are like things you still need to work through. And those things you look at, but you still look at it from this positive lens of like, okay, well, this thing is here to teach me something. This thing is here to be processed. So there's still this like inspiring spin that you put on even like negative thoughts, if it is a type of thought that like is coming from like a deeper, shadow part of you, like subconscious pattern or something. So yeah, I feel like, the healing that you're doing is definitely paying off for lifetimes to come, which is just crazy. That's like amazing. I feel like you are going to incarnate on a planet in your next life that is going to be much like better than Earth, like not as heavy, not as low vibrational, not as separation like consciousness type, but more just like evolved, like an evolved society and civilization that you're gonna feel a lot more like at home. You're gonna feel a lot more like connected and one with, like you're able to be like more yourself, because that's just the frequency of the planet. And obviously you wouldn't be able to incarnate there if you weren't in that, if you haven't evolved to that level, right, in previous lives. So a lot of the work you're doing on this in this life is actually getting you ready for like your next life as a incarnated being to be much more joyful Yeah, that's really beautiful. But I mean, there's obviously a lot of good things happening in this life as well. There's some sort of love, soulmate that you're manifesting, and some sort of long term abundance, a wish fulfillment, that something that you've been working on that you want to come to fruition is coming to fruition. And honestly, just like being in touch with like this loving energy, that's enough, like that is such a big payoff from your healing. The fact that you can access this love that you have within at any moment, that you feel isolated, that you feel lonely, that you feel not good enough, that you feel like you're struggling, and you can just access that place and come back home and come back to oneness, come back to your divinity, come back to source. I think that's the biggest gift that you can give to yourself, because you're never truly alone, and you know that. You're never truly abandoned. You're never truly left alone. Like, you always have that safe space. So it's like you've healed to create that like safe space that no one can take away from you, no matter what happens in life. Because I feel like being on earth, it's not guaranteed that you won't experience challenges and you won't be provoked. You can't avoid that being here on earth as a human. So now you finally have those self-protective tools that can just ensure your safety and your happiness, that can never be taken away from you. Okay, so that's what I have for you. I really hope that resonated with you. Let me know if you want to share your story, your healing journey, or anything that stood out to you from the reading. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for letting me read your energy. It's really beautiful. And I will see you in my next reading. Bye.